And we're live. I'm kind of getting used to these live videos. I will just hang out here for a little bit while you guys all come in. What time are we at? 10:30-ish. I hope everyone is doing okay and hanging in. I know some of us are still working and some of us aren't, so I am doing a little work, but no in-person, which is kind of weird. First time for that. Hello everyone. Good morning, Cindy. I like your profile picture. It's very flattering. Hello everybody. Good morning. I'll just let you all come in. Get my drink of water. Talking tends to dry out my throat. Good morning. Good morning, Chris. You're welcome. Hello, Cheryl. Good morning, Karen. Oh, come on in. It's like having a little virtual room. Good morning, Joanne. You're very welcome. I hope you're doing well. So just let it go, maybe 5 minutes, a little longer, just as the numbers go up. We're going to do a group meditation again, but it'll be different than the other two. And then after that, I'll do some individual healings for more specific things. And then Spirit gave me kind of a little visual to share with you about how to sort of manage and getting to a neutral space while all this stress is happening. So I'm going to share that too. So the numbers are coming. Good morning. Hi, Kendra. Good morning. Just give it time for everyone to come in. Kendra, you should see your comment. I'm not sure what a blood morning is. And now I have a goof morning. I think I know what y'all are saying, so it's good. Hi, Sarah Ann. Saran? Is it Saran? Sarah Ann. I think I always call you Sarah Ann. Names are not my strong point sometimes. Good morning. Just settle in, get comfortable. I'm going to talk a little bit now as everybody kind of comes in about this visualization that Spirit gave me this morning, which is generally something that they use with me all the time. So it's this concept that you can kind of get to a neutral and non-reactive state. So they basically are saying, like, on one hand, you have your worry and your concern. On the other hand, you have fear and you're being, you might feel scared because this is very uncertain. Hi, Cheryl. But what we want to do is we want to work towards finding that middle ground, that neutral space where we're non-reactive, but we're still aware. We're not feeling overwhelmed or inundated with things. Just getting to that place of being neutral. So that's going to look different for each person because it's very individual. But that is something that they want, you know, that's their advice to me. That's their advice to you, is just get to this nice neutral space. Because you can kind of see it online if you're following social media and you read comments when, you know, things pop up, if it's the governor or the president or whatever. And people just aren't staying neutral. So if you can find that nice little neutral ground where you're non-reactive, you're aware of what's going on, and you're just, you know, doing your part to handle it all, that's a much better place than being in that worry and concern or that fear and scared. It's like saran wrap. Only one more. That's funny. Thank you. Hey, Ellie. Yes, definitely. Hey, Eva. Yeah, so if you guys can do that, and you can look at it from a collective standpoint too. So it's not just good for you and for your longevity for getting through this whole situation, but it's also really important for the collective, because as you know, most of you, you know, or many of you are empathic and you're feeling that huge collective energy. So this is also beneficial because that's also kind of the energy you're going to be pushing out to the world too, is that nice calm middle ground. I'm doing good, Eva. I'm just trying to keep the kids busy, and if I keep baking and eating, I'm gonna have to work out more. We have made banana bread. We have made yesterday we made peanut butter oatmeal chocolate chip cookies. They're actually really good. We made Scott some homemade peanut butter cups. So it's too much baking happening, but we've been walking. I'm managing it, but we're doing okay. I'm just trying to keep the kids from being too bored. But yes, very true, Ellie. Don't feed into the fear and don't feed into the ignorance either. It's a perfect balance. It's a good way to put it. Definitely. Hello, everybody. Yeah, definitely, Susan. Absolutely. I think as you know, any healer can help, it's really beneficial. So the more that, you know, I'm kind of totally out of my shell doing these. I'm beginning definitely a little bit more comfortable with them now. But if you can come out of your shell and just provide that for people, it's awesome. The more that people come out and help, the better, because there's so many people needing it. And we can only reach as far as our following. So yes, definitely. What do you think about the concept of disclosure for the people? I don't know if I understand what you're asking. If you can maybe reword it for me. Hey, Susan. Oh, that's awesome. The other Susan. I said Susan Schuster, but that's good. That's good. Disclosure. Yeah, I mean, I think we need to know what information that we need to know. But I think people can get caught up in too much information. So if you're someone that can handle information coming from all different types of perspectives and belief systems, then that's great, so that you can be discerning in what you believe and what you don't believe and what you feel and that type of thing. But some people will be completely inundated if there's too much information out there. So it's really a very individual thing as to how much information kind of needs to go out there. So I think, you know, personally, like each person knows personally how much information they can handle taking in and how much information they don't. And if you're feeling uncomfortable or unsettled by it, then it's a good time to disconnect from information and just live your life for a little while. But it can be pretty bad if people get inundated with too much information. So I don't know that full disclosure is a good thing. It's spring, yes. It's nice to go on walks. Hey, Alyssa. Hey, Kim. I'm just going to let the numbers kind of go. So in the meeting I mentioned before, some of you were on, we're going to do another group meditation, but we're going to do it differently than we did the other 2 times. And then I'll do the healing in the middle of that meditation. And then when we get out of that meditation, then I'll do more of the individual healing type stuff too. So, sitting in the garden listening. Yeah, that's perfect, Betsy. Yeah, Ellie, I think to some extent it is. It's just whether people accept it or not. There's a lot of systems in the world that do not function very well. I've experienced it just through my massage career and that healthcare side of things. I think there will be good things that come out of it. We just have to be able to keep calm and keep ourselves healthy in the midst of it all. Hi, Dawn. Good to see you. All right, let me see. Just watching the numbers and see when they settle. I'll be doing another one of these on April 4th. It was sort of set up in the beginning to be a replacement for the Rehoboth Beach Library event that I had to postpone, but it just kind of ended up that I've just done group healings every week just to help out. So it's not so much that, but it is more now that it doesn't have to be a library thing, is what I'm saying. Everyone's welcome to come to that one too. Okay, no problem, Kim. You are surviving. That's good. Good. All right. My hair is looking a bit big today as I see it in my camera. I think I need a haircut. It'll be interesting. So we have a few more people still coming in. So at this point, you kind of want to just find a really comfortable spot because again, the meditation time can take 10-15 minutes. So you want to be in a position where you're not feeling like you have to fidget or change or be uncomfortable. And then we'll do some of the other stuff afterwards. Oh, thank you. Sorry, I'm just being reminded to put some music on. It's funny how that works. So let me... Yeah, thanks, Karen. My hair never used to be this big, but it's all good. I don't mind. I like my curly big hair. I have friends that have experienced me showing up in spirit in their healing rooms, and the one friend told me that she knew it was me because of my hair, so they pick on me. Hey, Becky. All right, our numbers are still going up a little bit. Hey, Jackie, I saw that little thumbs up. That's good. All right. Yeah, thinning hair is not a good experience. I have hairdresser clients that can talk about how much that can mess with someone's self-esteem to have that thinning hair. I think I'm gonna be lucky because most of my family doesn't have thinning hair. Thanks, Susan. Good morning, Jackie. All right. Hey, Angie. Good to see you. I remember your face in your picture. Hopefully I'm still getting to St. Louis. I haven't written it off yet. I'm hoping that's still out early August. And Kaleidoscope Angels in May, I'll just have to call it when we get closer. So I'll miss coming there if I can't, but we'll see what happens. I'm taking it week by week at this point. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. The numbers are going up a little bit yet, so I'll give it another minute or two. Oh, thank you, Lori. My calming voice. I never used to think I had a calming voice, but people are often surprised at how high I can sing too, because I tend to have a lower voice, but I'm actually a soprano. But yeah, just getting the knack of it with you guys. You're kind of giving me the practice I need to get better. I'm doing the meditations. Susan's saying hello to people. All right, everybody get kind of comfortable, get situated. Start with some deep breathing. Thank you, Kendra. It's a very frequent comment when I do distance healings. Hey, Christine. It's probably you, Cheryl, because I don't think anyone else is having issues. I don't know how to help you with that. Or close out the app and then try again. All right, so we're gonna get settled in now, and we're just gonna take just regular deep breathing, whatever that is for you, at your own pace, just to kind of get our nervous systems ready to shift over into a relaxation mode. Okay, yep, everyone else. There's a couple of people saying they're good, Cheryl, so hopefully you get it figured out. All right, so now as we take some of those deep breaths, I just want you to focus on your muscles and your shoulders. And I just want you to kind of breathe in and then just let all that drop. Breathe in and just let all that drop. If you have tension anywhere else in your body, same thing, just breathe in and just visualize that tension kind of melting away or floating away, however you want to see it. I don't feel too many tight jaws today, but I feel some tight bellies. So just let that nice breath relax all of that tension. Just minimize any distractions you have at this point. Silence your phone if you have notification sounds. So with more people joining in now, I'm just going to mention very quickly about how Spirit is, their advice to me and to everyone else is to try and find that neutral space where you're aware of what's going on in the world. You're aware of what's going on in your life, what you're concerned with, what you need to have action about, but then try not to be reactive to all of that. You know, allow that unfolding of whatever needs to happen so that we can kind of maintain our relaxed state, our lives, so that we're not getting caught up in too much of that chaos that's going on or feels like it's going on now. All right, so now we're going to take some deep breaths that are a little bit more intentional. So we're going to take a deep breath in for the count of 4. You're going to hold it for the count of 2. And then you're going to release for the count of 6. And again, you can just do that at your own pace. And on that exhale, just allow yourself to kind of droop. Let everything just relax. I can feel how tired everyone is. How tired everyone is about like pushing forward through this. So take those nice breaths. Alright, everyone feels pretty good. So if you're comfortable meditating with your eyes open, you can leave your eyes open. If you're comfortable meditating with your eyes closed, it is usually better to close them because it just helps with distractions and makes visualizations a little bit easier. So at this point, I want you to shift back to your regular breathing, but nice deep breaths. Be mindful of not taking shallow breaths. You want to fill up your lungs and your diaphragm a bit more than you normally would. And just relax into those deep breaths. And now I want you just to close your eyes and just be in your body. Focus on how it feels to just be completely in your body. Baby Enzo is going to have to join in. So good deep breaths. Just be present within your own space. There's nowhere else you need to be. There's nothing else you need to think about. You're just right here, right now, taking time out to recenter. And as we talked about in other meditations, I want you to imagine that you have another set of eyes that are inside your mind. Some people may call it the third eye. I'm just calling it your internal eye or your set of eyes. So within your mind, I now want you to take those eyes and I want you to close them. I'm going to take another few deep breaths. And then what I want you to do is leave your physical eyes closed, and I want you to open those internal eyes. And as you do, I want you to envision all of us standing in a large circle, holding hands, being peaceful and very grounded in our space. There's nothing around us. We're just in a very nondescript space. Our focus right now is just on those standing around us. In the center of the circle, you're now going to see the formation of a ball of light. This is a very peaceful, calming, healing light. It is just floating above the surface of the floor. There is nothing to fear. There's nothing to worry. This is a safe, peaceful, loving, healing light. Continue to take those nice, deep breaths, just at your regular pace. And as we're relaxing our bodies, this light is going to become bigger and bigger and bigger until the entire group that we're standing with is engulfed in this pure, beautiful light. At this point, the light will be taking over most of your vision. You will know that you're standing in the group, and you will know that you're still holding hands with the people beside you. But this light will be the majority of what you see and what you feel. Allow this light to come in. Allow all of the stress, the worry, the sadness, the anguish, any of those experiences that are more dense, those emotions that are more dense, allow all of that to just melt away into this light. While we all still stand here in this light, I want you to take the focus back to your breath. And I just want you to breathe naturally. No control, just allow the breath to be exactly how it should be. At this point, I'm going to start the healing. So I want you all just to relax in this light with your breathing for a few moments while I do that. Okay. As we're standing in this space, we're going to take a few more deep breaths. And as we're taking those deep breaths, this beautiful light is now going to start to retreat back into the center of the circle. Now I want you to really focus on the feelings and sensations in your hands. As you're holding the hands next to, or holding the hands of the people next to you, I want you to really focus on what that feels like. Can you feel their hands? Can you feel the texture of their skin? Do you feel them as an energy body or as a physical body? I want you to focus on that touch. Now in this circle, from the position that I am standing in, I am now going to send a wave of energy from my right hand through into the person next to me, and then down the line until it comes back around the circle and into the left side of me. This energy is a very cleansing, healing energy. This energy will allow you to find that balance and ease a bit easier than you were able to find it before. It'll allow you to find peace in the experiences that we're having and to find solutions instead of panic for whatever it is that you need. So the energy is settled and back again. And next, what I would like for you to do is just simply turn to the person who is to the right of you. And I would like you to give them a hug. Right now we're losing so much of that physical touch. So I would like you to turn to the person to the right and hug them. When you're done doing that, I want you to turn to the person to your left, and I would like you to hug them as well. When you are all done, I want you to turn back into the center, and I want you to embrace hands again. We're going to take a few deep breaths together. As we take these deep breaths, the light in the center will now expand again. And at the end of your last deep breath, I want you to open your eyes and come back to the room that you're sitting in. I want you to continue to take those deep breaths. And I want you to just feel like there's pieces of you that are returning to your body. Whether that feels like the bubble around you is closing in, if you just feel like there's parts of you returning, I want you to call in all of the pieces of you that need to come back. And I want you to then come in and focus on the feeling of you physically sitting or laying or standing, whatever position you're in. I want you to just only focus on your body and how it's feeling right now. Take another deep breath. If your eyes are closed, then go ahead and open them. Come back to the room in whatever pace you would like. So for some of you that like to know what I'm doing when I'm doing things, for part of the healing piece, I started with just enveloping peace around you, which is also the purpose of the light and general healing for the light. And then I shifted over into more of a body focus where I began to actually see shots of spines, and I was feeling knees and still again in the head with the headaches and the sinus stuff. Then there was a lot in the nervous system. That was what shifted to the end, was nervous system, for the anxiety, for the stress, for, and they're talking about right now, so many of you are already overloaded before this even began. So, what do you do when you're already overloaded and taxed and now you're experiencing this experience? So the nervous system is a huge piece of that. So we did a big focus on that towards the end of that healing piece. So I know that last time we had some people that were suffering from some specific stuff like sleep and anxiety and whatnot. So if you have something specific that you want me to work on, or if you have a kind of a question that's really on your mind that's causing you a lot of anxiety, then feel free to post it in the comments, and I will do some extra healing and try and answer some questions for a little bit. And I will write this down so I don't forget who writes what. Debbie, sinus issues. Yeah, Brandy, when I do the healings, a lot of the healers and spirit will come in, as well as spirit guides. So even though we feel like we're standing maybe alone, we're not alone. So it was probably just a guide or one of the healers that grazed your shoulder. Sinus and neck. Okay. All right. So. All right. Debbie, we need to get you grounded, woman. All right. So for Debbie, I want you to just kind of get settled again. And actually what they want me to do, they're actually taking this a whole different way. What I want you to do is I want you to write down what is causing you anxiety. Because I believe that a lot of this is stuff that you don't need to be worrying about. And I think that by visually seeing it, it'll kind of put it into perspective of how much you're dealing with. So I want you to do that, because the anxiety is kind of overflowing. So when I see you, it's like the cup is overflowed. So I want you to do that for me and see what happens with that. Okay. So we got physical, lots of physical stuff happening here. Backs. That's probably why I saw all the darn spines. All right. Allison. This was sleep for Trisha and then body. All right. So let's take a look at your wrist, your daughter's wrist. Where are we here? Okay. All right, Trisha, I got you, and then I got, just in general, the lot of you that have some kind of physical stuff happening. All right. All right, so let's just do a big body group one. Because that's a lot of people still with the physical stuff. All right, so anyone that wants to join in on this is free to join in. So I'm just going to really ramp up a pain reducing intention for the group of you. But anybody that's still on here can join into that. So everybody just, settle back in. Just relax yourselves with that nice deep breath. All right, I'm going to focus on pain reduction, joints, that sort of thing. And I'm going to start doing that right now. Allison, I can see your daughter's wrist, so just trying to get the bone to line back up again. All right, go ahead and check on her wrist if she's around. Oh, good, Allison. I'm glad. There's a little, like all those little bones in the wrist. It looks like one of them was a little off. So if the pain persists, there's chiropractors who do activation with little they use like a tool that clicks. You can have that adjusted with a chiropractor like that, but it's still in place. So hopefully it'll stay in place. You're welcome. Yes, definitely. All right. So those that were having the physical stuff, let me know how you're feeling now. Stephanie, does your dad like rocking in a rocking chair? Because I feel like a man came in when I tried to tune into that and started rocking in the chair next to me. Like a very, I don't know how to describe him. Hold on. You're welcome, Carol. You're welcome, Brandy. Trisha, you're still there. I hope. For you, it's disconnecting. A lot of the sleep is just like you're going through the day and you're going through the motions and you're living out your life, and then when you kind of go to sleep, it's almost like your anxiety and stuff is crashing. So it's trying to find something that's going to really clear your mind and clear that out of you before you go to sleep, and then I think your sleep will improve. But it's a lot of the investment that you're kind of in with this. So go ahead and try to I don't know, disconnect from that as much as you can. He loved his lazy boy chair. Yes, he's a really cool, like, you know, I mean, I always think other people's people are cool, but he's a very chill guy. Like, he's just kind of hanging out, and I could see him either like reading a book or a newspaper or just hanging. He was a very hanging kind of guy. Very sweet. He's still here too. He's hanging out there. Hi, Tara. Good. I'm glad the pain is less. Good. You're welcome, Cheryl. You're welcome, Kendra. You're welcome. Let's see. All right, Debbie has her homework to do with the list. Yeah, see, when I tune back into that, once the list kind of gets accomplished to an extent, I think you're going to see the pattern a little bit and be able to do something with that. Good, I'm glad the knees are better. The sinuses are weird. I think it's just the allergies. I mean, even today, I feel a little more than usual, but I can look out my window and see the leaves are coming out, and that's the biggest allergy for me. Good, you're welcome, Sarah. Saran. Thanks. Thanks, Jackie. Good, I'm glad your sinuses opened up. Yes, Carol, part of that's just, it's part of the sensitivity. So when people are sensitive to everything a bit more, then it really does show up in the stomach. So it just takes a bit more, and you can do soothing things, you know, like ginger tea. I like peppermint tea and ginger, but those types of nice warm liquids in the soups, that kind of helps to settle that physically as well too. So it's the best thing that you can do. I think you're doing all the really good things. But yeah, it's just being sensitive. It's just taking a little bit more effort right now to kind of get things grounded and calm down. You know, we're used to, we kind of adapted to normal life and living that, where now it's just a bit overwhelming for everyone. So, oh, good. He'd love to visit and chill. Totally. Well, he's around. And he's like, she doesn't think I visit her, but I do. So you know that he does come and visit you. It feels like you're a little too busy to notice that he's around. That's what he shows me, is that you're kind of running around too busy, that you don't stop enough to really notice that he's there. That's funny, Jessica. She says there was a light that turned off in the room popped, and there was a flash of light. That's pretty cool. I don't think I've had that come up for myself, you know, during something before. So very cool. You're welcome. Good, Cheryl. I'm glad. I hope those new mattresses are helping. for your back. You're welcome, Allison. Yeah, it's if I could draw it for you, I would, just to kind of give you a placement. But yeah, if it's persistent, you can just get it adjusted. But I'm hoping it'll stick. You can also have her ice it, because I do see, like, if I tune back into it, I can see the bone. I wish I could figure out which one I'm on, but there's a little inflammation on that one side, so just have her ice it a little bit today. Oh yes, perfect. You have your own mint. That's perfect, Carolyn. Jack, of course. Jack likes to be around. He's a cool dude too. Good, Cindy. You're welcome, Stephanie. Yeah, he's there. Just and he can feel your anxiety, because you're worried about things also not related to the viral stuff. So he's there. Definitely. Good, Kendra. Yay. Good. I'm glad the mattresses are good. Yeah, well, that's very common, Carol. It's hard when we lose people. My friend passed away in October. He was like, I don't know, he was 70 something, but we were just close, that whole kindred spirit thing, and I think about him all the time. Even though he has visited me in spirit, he still pops into my head, and I can at least look at his pictures without crying instantly now. So okay, good. Yes. So see now if the icing helps better, because if the bone's back in place, then the icing should actually be effective. Whereas if it's out of place, you're just going to get that constant irritation in there. So hopefully that'll settle out. I didn't make you stop and meditate. Cindy, I'm just glad you joined in and took the time. Does anyone have any questions or anything else they need? I'm glad you guys experienced the light in the meditation. They always just give me whatever I'm doing, like that morning, so I have no idea until we get closer to the healing what I'm even doing, which is cool. So I'm glad when you guys experience it. You're welcome, Karen. Just remember to try and focus on that neutral space, because that's really what kind of offsets that nervous system stuff, is to do that. Plantar fasciitis. Okay, yep, I can focus on that, Susan. Let me see. It's worse in one foot, right? I just wanted to make sure that wasn't important. Well, not that it's not all important. All right, let me know what it feels like now, Susan. Oh, you're welcome, Dawn. You're welcome, Melissa. You're welcome, Lori. Good. Yeah, you don't have cupping cups, do you? Yeah, that's the one I'm picking up on. Good. It's, when I visualized it, it was like I was melting the fascia, melting that fibrous tissue. So I don't know if, well, you could probably order some of those. They're like silicone cupping cups, and try that on the bottom, because that's, other than like massaging it, that's what I would be doing if I was in it, in person. If you want a link, let me know and I'll send you one. You're welcome, Cheryl. Thank you. Yes, Jessica, that's cool. That's always fun when that happens, when you're one step ahead of me. It really validates your experience. So that's really good. That means you were really tuned in. So I'm glad you had I'm glad you had that experience. All right. I have to read your question and take the caffeine out of my head because that's where I want to go immediately, but I think it might be my thinking mind. So let me see. So they're putting me in a stress loop for you, Eva. So I feel like I'm just in this stress loop and I'm using things to cope, like the caffeine, but I actually don't think it's the caffeine doing it, but I just am in this stress loop and I can't get out of it. So now my body's reacting to that. So it feels more stress related to me, which I can't, tell you for sure, but that's where I'm going. They're just showing me this stress loop that you're having trouble getting out of. Okay, yeah, good. Yeah, see if you can borrow Kim's because that's what I visualized was just that the fibers of it kind of melting without stretching, because stretching can add tension that can kind of tear something that's already tight. So it was more of a melting, which those cups could do. So give that a go and see. Yes. Well, it's not. Energy can affect that. I mean, there's people who can't wear watches because energetically they interfere. My dad's one of those. He energetically interferes with like electronics. So there are some people that it's coming from them, but then there's other people who experience it around other people. I don't tend to be the person that affects electrical things. I think when I was younger, I couldn't wear watches because of the same reason as my dad, but it may be a good time for you to have a reset, Cheryl. No, just kidding. You know. But yeah, it could be the energy of the experience. I mean, if it was kind of fuddled with in the beginning and then it cleared up as we went along, that can all be that too. But you would have to see if you are affecting in energy at other times. Bothering when he's been playing Julius. Alright, Julius. Julius is smaller. Okay. They're talking to me about a torsion injury, so it would just be like he twisted his knee a little bit, so it would be good for him to ice it. And then there's also like a wrap. I don't know if you have those gauze reusable wraps. Wrapping it would be beneficial. But I will still do a little in there too. But I think at some point he must have been playing, he must have twisted it a little bit. So let me look at that. So I would try to deter him from playing anything that's gonna make him like run, stop, turn for a little while till it settles too. So I'm just looking at it now. That's why I got quiet, sorry. Okay, see how it's doing now. And let me know. Yeah, coming and going, it's just the stress, which I know the bulk of your stuff, and I hope that it settles. But I would try and do just things more relaxing, and please, yeah, watch the caffeine some. I mean, we've kind of joked about that in the Peace Heals group, the water and stuff, but just to see if it makes a difference. Alarming chest pains. I kind of get drawn a little hormonal. I'm kind of going between stress and hormones with that, Cindy. I know I can have heart like palpitations during different parts of my cycle. But I would keep an eye on it just in case. Racing thoughts night down. Good. Yeah, Debbie, you just got to stay on it. It's just part of being sensitive. It just takes a lot more extra effort right now. But I think if you write all that down, it'll help take it out of you, so to speak, so that will make it more manageable too. Neck issues. I can speak on neck issues. I can do just more specifics, because neck issues is a very broad topic. Yeah, Dawn, when I do more tonight, I can do that. I will add the kids in, because I can kind of feel that in your house when I was tuned in last night. Peripheral neuropathy. Okay, that's a tricky one. Let's see if we can isolate that a little bit. A lot of flashing going on there, Saran. I'm gonna wait until the flashing stops. Saran, in the next like half hour or so, just see how that feels. It's almost like we have to reset it a little bit. Good. Yay, I'm glad your foot's better. Stephanie, yes. Active soccer player. That would be exactly the kind of movement I'm talking about. Definitely. I knew you would take the joke, Cheryl. I think we all could use a reset right now, but yeah. I'm glad you find the humor in it. The meds. I think it's a combination of things, Jackie. It's not just meds, it's reduced circulation, it's vascular stuff. I still want you to stay on top of that with your doctor, because it definitely feels out of my realm, like it's doctor territory. It just feels weak in there. And then I see the little valve flaps. So, yeah. I hope you can move your appointment up with them. And what can you do for me? I'm good. I mean, all those wonderful people that help me all the time. So as long as I can keep my kids busy and not eat sweets every day and get my workouts in and tune out when I need to tune out, I'm good. I've learned a lot in the last few years on how to manage stressful times. Chronic scalene pain. Okay, let me look at that for you, Sarah. Ooh, yeah. Okay, your stuff is kind of similar to my scalenes. So, do you know if you had trigger points in your scalenes, like the ones that actually shoot pain, not just tender spots? And then they also bring in menthol, you know, like the menthol rubs to put on there. I used to have that issue where I couldn't hold my adjustments and then I would flare right after. and you can't exactly go out and get a massage right now. A lot of times with scaling stuff, and this is just me from my experience talking, you got to stay on top of the work. Like if you can get a massage close together a couple times, then that does a lot more help to get rid of some of that chronic stuff. And especially if there's actual damage in there from, like, I've had whiplash, so I have actual damage in there. So doing that, but you won't be able to really hold the adjustment until the muscles kind of settle. And I think your husband does massage, right? Do I remember that correctly? So it's more of that consistent. So if over like a week or 2 week time span, you can keep on it, and you may flare it first, because I have that problem too. But just keep on it for a bit, because if I tune into it, like I can see how tight and fibrous and almost like dried out some of that tissue is. So it's really just kind of getting that to kind of be re-educated. Sure, Brandy, I can. That one might be a good one to do. Just shoot me his name at some point for your fiance. Yes, there you go, Cindy. That's good. You can keep attending my events, provide positive reviews, and support my business. Yes, that's very helpful, because I definitely am cut back on work too. So I'm just trying to make the best of what I can. And my husband is still working because he's considered essential as a contractor. So we at least have that benefit, but also that risk. So yes, thank you, Cindy. Yeah, anytime there's excruciating pain in the shoulder, it's always good to go take her in, just in case. I hope it turns out okay, Eva. You've had your fair share lately. I just want to kind of look at that for a second. Yeah. I'm glad you're taking her in. Just get it checked out for sure. And keep me posted if you think about it. Connor. I have a nephew named Connor. But yes, let me catch up on these and I'll go back to Connor. Yeah, I was looking forward to the winery too. If there's enough interest, then I'll try and schedule it again. I'm not sure how the event stuff will work after all of this mess. So at the very least, I can always hold it again, and I'll either do it smaller at the house, or I can have it at Lil Lac Yoga, since I can rent space from her. So I will definitely be kind of looking at it. I haven't forgotten about it. Thank you, Stephanie. You too. Yeah, those accidents, man, that's what screwed my neck up. I had two of them, but in my, you got to watch that pressure at first. It's more of a longing. I have better results, Sarah, in scaling massage if they work the attachments and less of the belly of the muscle. So if you tend to flare with that type of thing, have him work the attachments first, origin insertion, and then as that releases the belly, it's what is that, spindle cell theory, then have him work the belly of the muscle, and then try that menthol, like any kind of menthol, or like biofreeze or something like that on it. All right, so let me go back to Connor. Connor can't make his mind stop. He's a very little high anxiety mind there. Connor has a lot of questions too. He's he's a busy mind. Connor needs distracted with physical things. So I'm not sure where Connor is, if he's with you or not, Karen. But it would be useful to keep him kind of just busy with things to take him out of his mind, because he's in that mind. So like, even if you can go out somewhere on a hike and make it like where he's, I don't know how old he is, because he doesn't feel super old to me, but a hike where you're kind of scavenger hunting stuff, that type of thing. So it's not just like you're not hiking and then his mind can go off into whatever it is he's processing in his mind, but to keep him focused on doing something while still getting him out in nature and space. I think that will help him too, because he's just kind of, his mind's kind of going wild at the moment. Poor guy. So let me know if that makes sense and if you're able to do that. Okay, bye Jackie. Thank you. Brandy, he probably needs a full healing then, because if you can bring, you're mentioning childhood trauma, so that goes way deeper than what I can do in a short-term thing. And sometimes we can't always help them. I've learned through experience that there are just certain people who seem to want helped but can't accept the help. So, yeah, I mean, if he's open to a healing, I would do that. Or kind of talk to him through the childhood trauma if you're able to, or have him, talk to someone who can help him through some of that. It's a shame when people have to go through that. Okay, he's 6. Okay, so he's not in the best situation. So, yeah, he needs to... You're not able to go get him, are you? Like visits with grandma? Okay. My suggestion would be to kind of, if you can video chat with him, do that as often as you can until he can be with you. And then when he's with you, try and help him with doing things physical with him. Because that's such a touchy situation. He does have a man that's with him. Really close proximity to him that does protect him to an extent. So, well, no, I don't think this is your uncle. This feels like someone else. I believe this is a guide because it doesn't feel like a family member. So there is someone really close to him that's kind of watching out for him. So hopefully that kind of helps. He's just not fully aware of him because, well, I shouldn't say that 6-year-olds can be aware of him. He's just not fully aware of him. So, but there is that. I can see that. But yeah, try just to be present with him in whatever way you can, just to help him out, and try and give him things to think about outside of whatever he's experiencing. Allow him to be a kid, that kind of thing. Sit down on video and color with him or anything like that. That's kind of something that they are mentioning. Of course you do. You're your grandma. You're welcome. Just scanning these comments here. Good. All right. I'll give it another minute in case anything else pops up on the screen, and then I will say aloha. Thank you guys for coming on today. I'll be back next week. I think it is already April 4th. It's hard to believe it's going to be April. Hopefully I'll be able to keep doing these until I have to get back to my normal work pace. Yes, I definitely will. Well, I kind of already am, just from us talking about it. Yeah, he just needs more help. Like, we can help as much as we can help, but sometimes they just need more help. And he's not a trusting guy, so you just have to find someone that he's comfortable with and that he'll open up to. Let's see, Carol. I believe movement is good for you. You just have to watch. You have to be more gentle, and even just to push yourself to be more mobile, that's just telling in its own. You have to be really careful with the nerve stuff. Without knowing specifics, it'd be really good. Like, I would go to, if you have PT after your fusion, I would contact the PT office and just ask them if there's any good exercises that you continue on, or if you had exercises to keep doing them, because they'll be more specific to the actual issue and area that you're experiencing issues with. But mild movement, I know you can't probably go out and go swimming, but swimming's always good for people that have fusions and things. So, but movement is good. You just have to be cautious about it when you have, issues like that. Thank you, everybody who's leaving. Thank you. Good, Debbie. I'm glad you feel calmer. You're welcome, Brandy. Hang in there. April 4th is your birthday. What? You're not turning 50. You're turning like 35. That's so good. Well, happy early birthday. That makes you, what, an Aries? Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Cheryl. Yes, me too. I look forward to coming back up there. Yes, Brandy, it's just going to be a little bit of a battle. I mean, if he's going to be open to me, then that's great. If it's someone else, but I do feel like that's part of your struggle, is getting him to agree to getting help from someone else. But hopefully he will. He's definitely one of those situations where I don't want to go in incognito. So you'll just kind of just talk your way through it. Open that communication up with him a little bit. Oh, thanks, Cindy. Yes, talk to Cindy. She might be able to help. Love you too, Trisha. Sorry I won't see you in June. No, yeah, no, I don't feel my age either, and everyone always thinks I'm younger too, so it cracks me up. But that'll be good. You can go get your tattoo. Sometimes that's the tough choice you have to make, Brandy. I'm sorry. I definitely wouldn't want to be in your situation right now. Sometimes that can be the thing that shifts them too. And honestly, if it ends up that you have to end it, then it'll be beneficial at some point for you to get out of that. So, just do what you have to do. Make sure you're taking care of yourself in the situation. All right, I'll give it another minute or two for any other comments to pop up. I'm not sure what I'm doing. Oh wait, I guess I have a client today. I have to do that. And then after that, I'm going to probably take the kids out somewhere. It kills your positive vibes. Yeah, it's hard to be in an area where there's someone who needs a lot of healing. But that's okay. You can counter some of that too. But just don't wipe yourself out doing it. It's hard to focus on yourself when someone near you is suffering. All right, I think we're good. I hope you guys feel good. I hope that your responses last for a while, and then I will see everybody next week there's 4 tickets left for Wednesday night still. That's healing spirit thing where I just kind of answer questions, do healing, whatever shows up. Kind of like similar, kind of like this, but just a little bit more, one-on-one. So, all right. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Bye.